Welcome to the Bronx. Pops and Son in the Bronx is a podcast all about real estate. It's not your typical real estate show. This podcast is about real people in the Bronx. Pops and his son share their experiences. They talk about being landlords and homeowners in the Bronx. It's funny and full of good advice. The Bronx is a unique place. It has its own history and challenges. This podcast helps listeners understand the Bronx real estate market. They make it fun and easy to learn. Pops and Son talk about all sorts of things related to real estate. They dive deep into the nitty-gritty details that every landlord, tenant, and homeowner should know. Their podcast is a treasure trove of information, filled with practical advice and real-life stories from the Bronx. They help landlords take care of their properties. From routine inspections to handling tenant complaints, they cover it all. They share tips on how to maintain a good relationship with tenants and ensure that properties are well kept and compliant with local regulations. They explain how to deal with tenants and repairs. Whether it's a leaky faucet or a broken appliance, Pops and Son provide step-by-step guides on how to address these issues efficiently. They also discuss the importance of timely repairs to avoid bigger problems down the line. They also give advice to homeowners. From buying your first home to managing mortgage payments, they cover a wide range of topics. They offer insights on how to increase property value and make smart investment decisions. They talk about things like maintenance and renovations. Whether you're planning a small upgrade or a major overhaul, they provide valuable tips on budgeting, hiring contractors, and ensuring the work meets all necessary standards. One of the biggest topics they cover is HPD violations. These are issues flagged by the Housing Preservation and Development Agency, which can lead to hefty fines if not addressed promptly. HPD stands for Housing Preservation and Development. This city agency is responsible for ensuring that residential buildings are safe and habitable. They conduct regular inspections and issue violations for any infractions. They are the city agency that makes sure buildings are safe. Their role is crucial in maintaining the quality of housing in the Bronx and beyond. Pops and Son explain the common types of HPD violations and how to address them. Pops and Son explain what these violations mean. They break down the legal jargon and help listeners understand the implications of each violation. They also discuss the steps needed to rectify these issues and avoid future violations. They even give tips on how to fix them. From DIY solutions to hiring professionals, they cover various methods to address HPD violations. They emphasize the importance of timely action to prevent further complications. They also talk about building code violations. These are different from HPD violations and pertain to the structural integrity and safety of buildings. Pops and Son explain the importance of adhering to these codes to ensure the safety of occupants. These are different from HPD violations. Building codes are a set of rules that specify the standards for constructed objects such as buildings and non-building structures. They ensure that buildings are safe, healthy, and accessible. Building codes are rules about how buildings must be built. They cover everything from the foundation to the roof, including electrical, plumbing, and fire safety standards. Pops and Son stress the importance of following these codes to avoid legal issues and ensure the safety of all occupants. Pops and Son help listeners understand these codes. They break down complex regulations into easy-to-understand language, making it accessible for everyone. They also provide resources for further learning and staying updated with any changes in the codes. They want to make sure everyone is safe and legal. Their ultimate goal is to create a community where landlords, tenants, and homeowners can coexist peacefully and safely. By educating their listeners, Pops and Son contribute to a better, safer Bronx. Pops and Son have lots of experience being landlords. They share their best tips on the podcast. One important tip is to communicate with tenants. They say it's important to be clear and respectful. They also talk about the importance of doing regular maintenance. Fixing small problems early can prevent big headaches later. Pops and Son also emphasize the importance of following the law. This includes understanding leases and tenant rights. Section 4. Real-life Bronx Tales. This section dives deep into the heart of the Bronx, capturing the essence of its vibrant community and the unique stories that emerge from it. The best part of the podcast is the real-life stories. These narratives are not just entertaining but also incredibly insightful, offering a glimpse into the everyday lives of Bronx residents. Pops and Son share their own experiences. Their dynamic is both heartwarming and educational, as they navigate the complexities of life and business together. They also have guests on the show. These guests bring a variety of perspectives and stories, enriching the podcast with their diverse backgrounds and experiences. These guests are other people from the Bronx. They share their personal journeys, challenges, and triumphs, painting a vivid picture of life in this iconic borough. They talk about their own real estate adventures, from buying their first property to managing multiple rentals. Their stories are filled with valuable lessons and practical advice. For example, they once had a guest who was dealing with a difficult tenant. This story highlighted the challenges landlords face and the importance of understanding tenant rights. The tenant wasn't paying rent and was causing damage to the property. This situation was a real eye-opener for many listeners, showcasing the complexities of property management. Pops and Son helped the guest understand their rights. They provided practical solutions and legal advice, demonstrating their expertise and commitment to helping others. They gave advice on how to legally remove the tenant. This guidance was invaluable, offering a clear path forward for the troubled landlord. In another episode, they talked about a homeowner who was struggling to pay their mortgage. This story resonated with many listeners, reflecting the financial struggles faced by numerous families. Pops and Son connected the homeowner with resources to help them stay in their home. Their assistance provided hope and stability, showcasing the positive impact of community support and expert advice. Section 5. Tune in and learn. In this section, we dive into the world of real estate through the engaging and informative podcast, Pops and Son in the Bronx. Pops and Son in the Bronx is a great resource for anyone who wants to learn about real estate. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just starting out, this podcast has something for everyone. It's especially helpful for people in the Bronx. The hosts, a father and son duo, share their extensive knowledge and experience in the local real estate market. They give practical advice and easy-to-understand explanations. From understanding complex documents to navigating the buying and selling process, they make it all accessible. They cover everything from HPD violations, which can be a major headache for property owners, to dealing with difficult tenants. Their tips and strategies can help you manage your properties more effectively and avoid common pitfalls. But even if you don't live in the Bronx, you can still learn a lot. The principles they discuss are applicable to real estate markets everywhere. The podcast is full of timeless wisdom about real estate. They delve into topics like market trends, investment strategies, and property management. It's also a heartwarming look at a father and son working together. Their dynamic and chemistry make the podcast not only educational but also entertaining. So, if you're interested in real estate, give Pops and Son in the Bronx a listen. You won't regret it. Tune in, learn, and get inspired by their journey and insights.